Vegas. Welcome to the last show on Televida. I'm Elliot 3. You know, I've been a comedian for 40 years. 40 years. It's a lot of road work. It's very hard. But on that whole world of thousands of comedians, only a few decide to become comedy club owners. And I always think that's kind of neat because it's kind of like if you're a football coach, if you've actually played the game. So in Kansas City, we were lucky enough in the premier comedy club in Kansas City, you have the owner, the comic now owner of the club of Kansas City, Dustin Kaufman. How are you, Dustin?
I'm using your camera. They told me to talk into this, but this is Elliot's camera. I'm going to use Elliot's camera. Hi. Hola. Shalom.
A cough drops moment. Dustin, thank you for coming in.
Do you need a cough drops?
No, I don't. You had a show. He had a show called Cough Drops.
Have a cough drop.
I will have that. We had a show called Cough. So tell me, man, you were a comic, right?
I was.
Why did you open up a comedy club?
There was room for it in the city.
Yeah.
It was that or a flooring store.
But here's the thing: is that you were one of us. Now you jump to the other team. You can't be a comedian, a friend of a comedian, and a club owner. How do you bridge that?
No, people just hate me now, and I have to accept it.
Okay, because I used to just hate you because you weren't funny, but now I have two reasons to hate. So tell us where the Comedy Club of Kansas City is.
So we are in South Kansas City at 103rd and State Line. We're one block north of 435 and 103rd and State Line.
Yeah.
Is where we are. Watsonville Shopping Center. Very centrally located. I like it because
easy to get off the highway.
Free parking. It's right off the highway. So like if you drink, you can just, the highway's right there. Forget about it. I'm not saying you should drink and drive, but we've made it as easy as possible in case you do drink and drive to get home without the law enforcement.
The disclaimer's right here. The disclaimer's right here. Blah, 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 blah.
Please don't drink and drive.
Please don't drink.
But drink.
Who was the first comedian you hired as a club owner?
Okay, so we were like 6 weeks delayed in our opening. Mm-hmm. So the first comic we actually ended up with was Colin Kane, who is a very intense insult comic, very intense in real life.
Big following.
A huge following, and we had canceled a few guys because of construction delays. And so eventually we just had to say, you know what, we're going to open regardless. This is going to happen.
That's right.
So we literally passed the city inspections at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the day of our first show. And prior to that, without even having confirmation we could actually have a show,
you went for it, baby.
We brought Colin Kane into town.
You went for it.
We put him on Johnny Dare.
Yeah.
We put him on the news. And we did all of this.
Not knowing.
Not even just on a hope.
You gotta go.
We failed inspections a few times already. So
I know that feeling.
It was just like the hope that this is going to happen. And it did. We had no booze, we had no food, but now we have all of it.
We had great entertainment. I don't think you answered. Who was the first comedian you hired as a club owner? It's me.
Was it you?
It was that private party you gave me and Rodriguez.
Oh my God.
That's
it
right.
was you for the private.
That's
the
right.
Corporate gig.
That's right. How could he forget? He forgot me. How could you forget me?
Oh my God. And then our first show wasn't even there because we did keep Jeremiah Watkins and then moved him to another venue so we could still have that for the weekend.
All right, I gotta, as a comedy club owner, you're the first club owner I spoke to. What did you think about the slap of Mr. Rock?
The Chris Rock, Will Smith?
Yeah.
I dare you. We're crazy, man.
Well, you have a lot of beard. You could cushion the slap. You have like a My Pillow right on your face.
It's better than my undies, I guess. When I was performing, I was very
Did you ever have any hecklers come up on stage and you?
Man, I was a very...
You did. Yeah. I bet if anybody, you did.
But beyond that, I was a loudmouth political Jew growing up in the Midwest, Kansas, Missouri, didn't care who was there. I'd say, so I had beer bottles thrown at me, drinks. I'd be threatened by soldiers after shows and just whatever.
That's right. You did go back that far. Yeah, so, I remember that.
A lot during like the
Iraq War and all that stuff. Yeah.
So I started young. I've been in the industry over 2 decades.
Yeah.
Right. So The first time I ever told political jokes on stage was September 10th, 2001.
God, perfect timing.
Perfect
That's the
timing.
thing about comedy. Timing.
So
Timing.
I took a break from political comedy on that debut
Yeah,
for
not a bad idea.
for like about 3 to 6 months.
Not a bad idea.
But then I got back into it in full steam. And that's where I found my comfort was just being real about what's going on in the world.
You're crazy, man. I remember one time you jumped up on the table during stage and it collapsed. I was like, yeah, you're always a crazy. But the great thing about it is that you're connected with Kansas City because you grew up here. And I think you booked that way. Tell me about some of the comics you have coming up.
We have Felipe Esparza.
When is this?
May 5th through 7th. I'll look in every camera. May 5th through 7th.
May 5th.
Felipe Esparza is coming up. We're very excited about. We have AJ Finney doing an album recording with us. Andrew Dice Clay.
The Dice Man?
Margaret Cho.
Margaret Cho.
Paul Rodriguez. Ada Rodriguez.
And my friend Guillermo, I should tell you about Guillermo Rodriguez here.
And Guillermo Rodriguez.
Well, he's not going to be here, but I consider him my patron saint of bilingual talk show personalities because I just have him here to be comforted because I know how it is to be on the other side.
You should get just a luchador. A masked luchador. That would be a nice
I think I'll do that too. So tell me about. So I'll tell you what. We're going to come back, but we are going to play some clips of Felipe Esparza.
Wow,
right
how did that get lined up?
We're going to play some
quickly?
clips, and when we get back, we'll be talking with Dustin Kaufman, owner of the Comedy Club of Kansas City. When we get back, right now, Felipe Esparza.
It's not just Mexicans coming over. People from El Salvador, Nicaragua, Guatemala, Honduras, Peru, Venezuela. They come into America illegally and they steal Mexican jobs. And I don't want no drama from the ex-guy. I wait on the porch for him when he picks up his kids. Listen, bro, you don't know me, man, but I don't want no problem from you. I know you're still making payments to this house. But I live here now and I'm happy. We're gonna make America great for Mexicans again.
Welcome back to the last show on Televida. Hola, muchas gracias. That was Felipe Esparza. He's very funny.
I've been trying to get him since before we opened our doors.
Really?
We had to earn it. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
He was one of the first people I wanted to get. Huge fan. But like I said, we've been open 3 years. And so in that 3 years, we've not only been able to earn the trust and respect of the community here in Kansas City, of the comedy fans, but of the comedians themselves. And
I think so. I told you this when we weren't even doing it. I went to 3-year shows, and normally when you're a jaded husk of a man like I am, I go to the comedy club and I just go. But 3 out of 3, man. Every show I went to I was hilarious.
That's our focus.
Because I hung around the whole time. As a professional comedian, I just go, yeah, hi, and then I just do my silent walk after they go up on stage. But every show was terrific. Well, every show.
I think that's one of the things about having a comic-owned club is I do put funny first. It took a while.
That's a good point because a lot of comedy clubs, they don't care about funny. They care about dollars. It's a different thing.
Well, you've had your hand in clubs before.
Yes, that's
true.
So
it took a minute for me to book as an owner and not as a or to find that balance.
The people you liked might not be the people that everybody. You have a very tuned sense of comedy.
They're not selling the.
Yeah, that's right.
They're not selling the ticket, right? So, so it's really tricky for me to find that balance because I still will book with integrity. I'm not bringing Chris Kattan in. I'm not bringing. They call me about. They call me.
See, that's a comic thing. Chris Kattan is if you just want a celebrity that'll sell seats, right? Some of them aren't even comedians. Some of them are doing comedy for the first time.
He's a train wreck. His act is awful.
I was at a comedy club in Barry Williams. You know who that is, right?
Yeah.
From the Brady Bunch. He was doing a set.
Okay.
The Brady guy.
Wow.
Yeah. Nothing to talk about.
Nothing.
I think he hit on Alice once, but nothing else.
So when I was in LA and I was hosting a show at Flappers in Burbank at the time every Wednesday called Comedy Unibrow.
Yeah.
My mom was in town visiting and we booked a whole bunch of comedians and it happened to be this was Chris Kattan's first night of doing comedy.
Are you kidding me?
No. So they book him on my show to come out. My mom's in town. She watches the show. After the show, this is what she said. She goes, everybody was so funny except for that guy from Saturday Saturday Night Live.
You know he's never going to work your club now.
I know. I've already said no. I know he's not. He is not going to ever work
What
my
happens
club.
if something happens and he becomes famous, he becomes funnier than Dave Chappelle, and you call up and say, please, Mr. Catan? He's going, no. I saw you on the last show on Televida.
If anybody leaks this, I will find you. I will shake your hand and thank you.
But that's an excellent example because there's celebrities that just, and I think actually that's a good idea long term because I don't think at the end of the day the audience is really happy. They saw a celebrity, but they weren't entertained.
So, and that's the thing. If somebody comes out to see a celebrity,
Yeah.
and that celebrity isn't the funniest, if they're not that funny, they don't blame us, the venue. They go, he just wasn't that good. But I do feel it is my obligation as a comedy venue to make sure we are providing comedy.
Okay. And you know what? Chris Kattan really should be at like one of those Comic-Cons, right? I mean, he's just a celebrity. He's the biggest celebrity that my son was at Comic-Con, saw all the Power Rangers, and so just go to the Comic-Con and just do that. But and to that end, like I said, Hispanic comedy is just as popular as everything, and a lot of times it's overlooked. You, sir, have not overlooked Hispanic comedy. You have not. And actually, we have the OG of Hispanic comedy, the OG coming this summer.
Mr. Paul Rodriguez?
The OG, that's right, Mr. Paul Rodriguez. So we're going to take a clip and we're going to show you the OG of comedy. He'll be here when?
In August.
Okay, in August. We're going to show you a clip of Paul Rodriguez, and then we'll be right back on the last show on Televida.
Hispanics come in every color that God ever invented. We are as black as Sammy Sosa, and we are as white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed as Cameron Diaz, Christina Aguilera. The president of Peru not too long ago was Japanese Hispanic, Fujimori. Hey, I went to Juarez last night to eat at a Chinese restaurant. They got Mexican Chinese people in Juarez. I shit you not, we went to eat at a place called El Chino Latino. The owner of the restaurant was named Juan Chon. He was all excited to meet me. Oh, señor Rodriguez, es un placer tenerlo aquí.
Welcome back to the last show on Televida. That was Paul Rodriguez, sir.
I love Paul Rodriguez, man. I grew up with Paul Rodriguez. My kids watch him in movies now. As a comic, he's so funny. He's a legend in the industry.
And he's a very nice guy. Actually, I'm gonna give you a picture to put on there. Actually, I met Paul Rodriguez. Actually worked with him, and he was so impressed with me. He was so impressed that when we took a picture, he actually fell asleep in the picture. He fell asleep in the picture. We're going to put this picture up, but he doesn't see it yet. We're going to put this picture up. He actually had to Will Smith himself in the picture to stay up. Put that picture up. There he is. There's Paul Rodriguez. He's Will Smithing himself. So tell me about the food. I mean, it's a whole experience, right? Your whole idea is to get them there. So what do you got? What do you got, sir?
We have great food at the Comedy Club. We have a full kitchen, full bar.
Now, isn't that weird at a comedy club having a full kitchen? Typically in comedy clubs, you don't want to have a knife and fork and be eating anything. It's all stuff you can pick up and eat with your hands.
Most of it's a full kitchen, but we serve a lot of finger food. Like we have, I think the menu says we have a salad. Mm-hmm. I don't know why people
Nobody orders a salad.
Right. Well, you can put chicken on it.
You don't have anybody out with a pepper cracker, no.
But no, I mean, it's a great menu. We have moved towards as close to a craft kitchen as we can get.
Scratchy is what they got. That's what the food is called. Scratchy. Kitchen. You're scratchy.
Right. So we have house-made beer battered tenders.
I had those. You know how good they were? How good they were? They were so good, I didn't feel like bugging you. I actually put them in my pocket and went into my car and I ate it. That's right.
Did you really?
I did. They were good. I had a long drive. I was driving back up north,
Elliot,
man. Yeah.
We have to-go boxes. We have to-go boxes. You could have asked, can I get a to-go box? You could have put the chicken in the box, taken that to your car.
Because I had a hint of jacket lint on mine, actually, so I should have actually gone for the to-go.
Is that a good seasoning?
Yeah.
Should I be considering?
So here's another thing about the Comedy Club of Kansas City. How do you get started? A lot of people watching this, how do you get started? If I wanted to be the next Chris Rock, Chris Kattan, not Chris Kattan, but Paul Rodriguez, Dave Chappelle, and I live in Kansas City, How do I do it? Because I know the other folks up north don't do it. How do you do it?
Drink a lot.
No. Open mic night.
I was getting there.
All right.
Go to open mic night and then drink a lot. No, open mic. That's where you got to start and get on. Come to the comedy club. It's a very supportive room.
How does this work? I'm a comedian walking in. Walk me through the whole process of open mic.
Oh, so open mic is every Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Sign up sheet goes out at 8:30 p.m. And then we have comics lining up, honestly, as early as 7:30.
Well, there's a great comedy camaraderie there, and those are always the funnest nights, to be honest with you. As again, an old crusty comic, there
They are.
I always like it because there's so much camaraderie and everything like that. And
The community is so good, and it shines at those open mics because everybody's coming out, right? We only get 3 minutes at the comedy club, but it's because we have
3 minutes. That's it.
It's because we have so many people.
But how do you judge if a comic's good on 3 minutes?
Hey, 3 minutes is an eternity when it's bad.
I know. I know. We know about time being an eternity right now.
I was told I have to fill time. We need to stretch the interview.
Oh gosh.
Arms
Or stretch,
drop.
yes. So tell me about the sauce that comes with those chicken fingers. Stretch knobs again. So that's the thing about open. 3 minutes does seem like eternity when you're sucking. Right. All right. But if you're killing, it's no time at all.
We have in the past been known to give our house regulars, our working comics, a couple extra
What's
minutes.
the term? It's bump on command, or I forget.
Yeah, we don't require our veteran house comics to sign up on that list anymore. They've
So
earned the right.
say a guy like me walks in.
We're gonna put you up where you want to go up.
There you go. You have done that.
But-
That's right.
and we'll
then
probably-
I suck like everybody else in the open mic. even worse.
But we're gonna put you after probably somebody like we'll put you where you want to go, but we try to put you where we need you to. Like we try to spread it out so it keeps the show really, really tight.
Now, we're comedy historians. That for a long time ago, back when I got started, there was a big rivalry between the Improv and the Comedy Store. There's an Improv here. Is there a rivalry, or what's your relationship like with the other guys? All right.
No, hold on.
Moving on.
No,
moving on.
I'm gonna
You're
answer.
gonna say it?
I'm gonna answer this
All
politically.
right, answer it.
Can I cuss here?
No, you can't.
They can kiss the mic. No. I feel like I don't feel like they're competition to me. They act like we're competition. They have threatened people off of our calendars.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
But to me, it doesn't make any sense, which is kind of funny because like they took a guy off our calendar who turned around and sold 100 tickets in a one-nighter.
Mhm.
And then we turned around and we're like, here, we have Marlon Wayans now. So
Mhm.
it's like, but to me, we're not competition and we shouldn't be competition because we're both in the same industry.
It's a big city too, though.
It's a big city, millions of people.
It's literally almost an hour drive between.
Yeah, it's like a good
it'd be
45
like if
minutes.
there's a club in DC and there's a club in Baltimore. Well, you can't be in those two places, but it's that distance.
But and here's what's going on. They're getting people. We're getting people. Comics are going to theater. People are going
So it's
to
making
comedy.
the whole community better.
Better.
I mean, it's bringing up the whole level.
We
of
have
comedy.
forced them to step up their game. Their calendar has improved since we've opened.
Mhm.
Our
I'm sure you're
calendar.
happy about that.
No, I don't care. Our calendar. It's what I'm saying. It's like
Your calendar is great, by
Our
the way.
calendar is fantastic. I can't look at anybody's calendar and be
Yeah.
like, because I love what we have.
Yeah.
We have amazing comics, and but so
I mean, last night you had the star of Upload, one of my favorite shows on Amazon
Zainab
Prime.
Johnson
Yeah.
this week, yeah. We've had Adam Carolla recently. I mean,
Oh my gosh, that's right. And you had the Dice Man, Andrew Dice Clay.
Well, he's in July.
Yeah, but you've had him before.
We had him
too.
before. He's
Yeah.
coming back.
Yeah.
So their calendar's improved. Ours has grown. So what you have are like two clubs with
Mhm.
phenomenal calendars,
Mhm.
right? And who wins with that is
Kansas City.
the city, the
Kansas City
fans
won.
of comedy. So we at the comedy club are improving comedy in Kansas City, and
Mhm.
therefore people are enjoying it more.
Okay.
And so we're building more. So we're not. I feel like we're not competition.
Well, I like the fact that
I don't care what they do. I don't even pay. I mean,
I don't know if you had open mic, but you have the regular show and then you have open mic after it.
yes, and
So it's kind of like a drive-in movie with 2 features,
which
right?
is something you don't get at the other club either.
No.
Like my focus outside of the weekends is building local talent again, putting Kansas City back on the map because of past clubs. Our predecessors over at Stanford's who were 30 years, but in that time, they hurt comedy in Kansas City a lot. There was a lot of comics who didn't want to work Kansas City anymore. They didn't want to come. So like one of the first things,
it's like turning around an aircraft carrier. It's hard to do, but little by little.
right? So one of the first things we had to do was rebuild that bridge for comics to bring not new comics, but fantastic comedians who should have been working here to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And just because, the improv has their calendar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind saying they have their calendar, they book who they book, right? So there was so many amazing comics just getting overlooked. They didn't.
That's true. That's true, because if you're on the wrong side of them, you'd never get there.
Right. So, but there's so many people who didn't want to work Stanford's or they don't work this other club, but now it's just them and us. And man, I've been in this industry for over 20 years. I was a comic for 3/4 of that. I keep my ear to the ground. I talk to other club owners. I talk to other comedians. So I know who's funny. I know who's coming up. I know who sells. And we do.
So they can't BS you. They say this guy's funny. It's like, no, don't try to pull that on me. This guy isn't funny.
Right.
This
Right.
girl isn't funny. Girl, and actually, I'm going to put you on the spot. Is it okay if I put you on the spot? All right, excluding me, because I know I'm in your
Okay.
top 5. Top 5 Kansas City born and raised comics. Right now.
Mike Baldwin.
Okay, good.
Tim Gaither, Chris Porter.
Okay.
AJ? AJ Finney, yes, who's recording an album in like 3 weeks. And
Who hangs out with Chris Porter? I give you a hint. Justin Leon.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if he's
Okay.
like your top. I mean,
Okay,
I
that's
learned
true.
so much from him, but man,
So who is
Inman.
it?
I mean, you have James Inman, you have Eddie Griffin. I
That's
mean,
true.
it's hard to say Eddie Griffin shouldn't be in the top 5 comedians from Kansas City.
I completely forgot. He's a
Yeah.
friend of mine too. Yeah, I
Right.
forgot about that.
So I mean, and Dustin Kaufman, wherever he is.
Dustin Kaufman. Well, the great thing is that here's the thing about it's hard being a female comic. I would work years and not work with another female comic. And you've had our good friend Andrew Kaspari on, but you have another very funny comedian coming up here. Tell us about her.
Ada Rodriguez, first week of September, Puerto Rican born, amazingly funny, brilliant. She's somebody who I just kept seeing on these network specials, on these Netflix, on the HBOs, on
She's
just
got an HBO special right now. We're going to show
Yeah.
a clip from it. Yeah.
HBO special right now. And she's so funny. She's so gifted. And I'm so excited to have her.
Enough of the
in.
talk. We're going to play a clip from Ava. How do you say it? Ava.
Ada
Rodriguez, and we'll be back and wrap things up in the last show. Ava Rodriguez.
D.
All right.
It's a D.
Play the clip.
Ada Rodriguez, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
This is the last show with Dustin Kaufman. Thank you.
They broke it to me like it was bad news. I've talked about the differences of Latinos. One thing we all have in common, we love our grandmothers. You remember when your grandmother turned 40? I do. Through this journey, I had an opportunity to go to the Dominican Republic and meet my father for the first time. We sat in a restaurant. Every time a woman walked in, he'd be like, "That's your sister." He was so generous, he gave us each our own mothers. He was like, "Oprah, you got a mother, you got a mother."
Well, that was her. She was funny.
I love it.
Say her
I'm
name
excited.
again.
Ada
Rodriguez.
Ada Rodriguez.
Ada Rodriguez. So she's going to be here over the summer too. You got a packed
Yeah.
lineup.
Felipe, May 5th through 7th. We have
Paul Rodriguez,
in
the OG.
August, middle of August, 1st September. I'm really glad you had me out. It's really important to us. And one of the things I do that's really important to me with my booking is booking for the entire community of
And you
Kansas
do.
City. And so
And you do.
I feel like this. I'm really glad you're here.
I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad you're here. This is so. Like I said, tell us about where the comedy club is again. We're gonna put the website and the whole calendar. It's gonna be all on there.
So
and
right
everything
here,
like that.
it's going to
Yeah.
go right here.
Yeah.
And then you're going to see a dog run across.
So let me
this.
ask you this: you had a show much like this called Cough Drops.
Cough Drops. It was
Cough Drops at the. It was over. What is the craziest thing you did on Cough Drops?
No, we can't talk about that here.
Why not?
Because we were on the internet and could do and say whatever we wanted to do.
Right.
It was honestly. So stand up was the primary, and then I got into booking and producing. But that was like a sketch late night talk show.
Very good.
But it was like
is it on the internet anywhere? Can you
can find it at Cough Drops, just KAUF drops on YouTube. There's a lot, and it was wild. But it was some of the most. It was one of the most fun parts of my entire.
You think I could come back and get you to do some wild sketches or something to fill this out?
Oh man. I could probably do that.
All right, good.
We could do that. I would love to come back.
Well, you know what? I think this is the start of something because we'd like to go out there and maybe see some of those comics. All right.
Okay.
Some of those sucky comics on the open mic night. The great comics on the open mic night.
Come out for.
right.
You want it for the open mic night?
Well, whatever you think. Whatever you think.
Yeah, whenever you want to come out. Come out for Felipe.
All right. So this is your camera. You want to pull in and see that shirt? Pull in and give him a little. Show him the moneymaker.
That's the comedy club right there.
That's the comedy club. Kansas City. Yeah.
Again, we're South Kansas City, 1 block north of 435 at 103rd and State Line, northeast corner of the Watts Mill Shopping Center. Free parking, easy parking, free and easy parking, and you can park there in the parking lot where there's parking. So
that's it. Well, thank you for doing the last show on Televida. Guillermo, come do the show. One day he'll be on the show.
Where's the first show?
What?
Where's the first show?
I don't know. The first show, we're in the last show on the Televida live stream. We're the last show. We close it down.
Yeah.
We close it down, but we're closing it down. Thank you, Dustin.
Elliot.
Appreciate it. Look into my camera. I'll let you look into my camera.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll see you in a couple weeks. We'll see you out in the comedy club. Bye.